Alrighty. Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm Joy, that's Steve, and welcome to our NFL Pick'ems podcast. This is our Superb Owl special.
Yeah, after 18 weeks of the regular season and 3 weeks of playoffs, we're down to the nitty gritty.
We are, and the standings are incredibly close, and I was so anxious about how this thing was going to end because I swear, if I would have gotten one of the games wrong in the playoffs, I would not be where I am currently. So, kicking us
Mhm.
off with our recap, we have the standings as always, where we have a final tally of 7-25 on the lone games and 7-4 on the unanimous decisions. I'm in first with 190.94. John and Beegers are tied with 188.96 after John went undefeated so far in the postseason, so he had quite the rise. Steve is in third with 186.98. SDS and Draz are once again tied with 178.106, followed by Rev at 175.109, Savage Owl at 172.112, Buff at 158.126, Papa Agron has 143.141, and Troll has 108.176.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so it is very close. I still have a 2 game lead, and now that there's only 1 game left, I do officially take first for the current standings without bonus points being allotted. After
Mhm.
the final game of the season and the championship is decided, I will be tallying up our bonus points from the beginning of
Mhm.
the season to determine
Yeah,
who is officially the winner of our Pick Ems
yeah,
Versus.
yeah. That'll be a tough one to call there, as we we will see later.
Right, yeah, because like it's all going to depend on the scores. And so I'll probably, at the end of the video, I will go over what everyone said would
Mhm.
be the score and the overall prediction, just to kind of
Okay.
see where everything shapes up, because the
Mhm.
scores could definitely be the difference maker.
Okay.
But before we can get into how we think the Super Bowl is going to go, we do have the conference championships to review. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but we decided we wanted to take that week off just to kind of digest everything and make our
Sure.
plans for the big games. So, where do you want to start on the conference championships here? Because we have a game that kind of went exactly as expected, the blowout that
Yeah.
was, and then the like just pure close game that the Bills and the Chiefs were.
Okay.
So, what say you?
Obviously, we got that the NFC Championship was a no-brainer there.
Yeah, it really was. And like the amount of people who went against Philadelphia was kind of funny to me. I still find
Mhm.
it funny. I don't know if they were picking out of hope or if they just believed in the Commanders more than the Commanders deserved or what.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah,
I,
but kudos to Jaden Daniels there for having a breakout rookie season
oh
there.
yeah, it was definitely a tremendous rookie year. Um,
Hmm.
I just think that like honestly, the Honolulu flu came into play again, and
Hmm.
they just couldn't get over the week that they faced Detroit. Even though they won, Detroit still kind of put it down to them,
Hmm.
broken bones and all. Poor Amik Robertson. But yeah, that game with Detroit and Washington was just, in hindsight, I don't think that Detroit came to play because they only
No.
gave Jameer Gibbs the ball 14 times against a team that's incredibly weak against the run, which Philadelphia
Hmm.
clearly exploited effectively. So I think
Hmm.
that the person in charge of that offense already had plans elsewhere, and so he wasn't
Hmm.
really locked in like everyone said that they were. And
Hmm.
the fact that he was already assembling his coaching staff the end of the season, not even in the playoffs, at the end of the regular season, was very telling. And
Hmm.
as a fan, I'm a little bit annoyed. Um, at
Yeah.
how that all happened, but it is what it is. We move on from that, and Washington did have a great season, and I'm looking forward to them in next year to see what they do. And
Sure.
Philadelphia, like honestly, they are so powerful.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And the key reason, in my opinion, is Saquon Barkley there.
100%. He was definitely the difference maker. Like you look at them last year and how they kind of sputtered towards the end of the season versus this
Yeah.
year, how it was like the exact opposite, where they started a little bit shaky and then they just
Hmm.
like caught fire mid-season and then they finished
Exactly.
strong and they seem like they're unstoppable, defense and offense. And then
Yeah.
the conference championship for the AFC, we had the Bills and the Chiefs, which again went unfortunately as expected. I should have gone with the Chiefs instead of Buffalo just because I didn't trust it.
Hmm.
I said that I've been saying that Buffalo is kind of like a really, really good average team,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
exactly what Kansas City is, but Kansas City just has an extra gear that they shift into when the playoffs come. So I should
Yeah.
have trusted that over
Yeah.
Buffalo.
But yeah, but in my opinion, there that drop pass there on fourth down there, what what was the game clincher there?
Yeah, having Kincaid drop it was heartbreaking,
Yeah.
but in a way, it was
Yeah.
also kind of poetic because Buffalo got into the championship because of a tight end dropping a pretty clear pass that they should have had. So to have them do the exact
Yeah.
same thing to lose the conference championship was pretty fun. I gotta say,
Yeah.
it was heartbreaking, but it was also
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure somewhere Beegers is having a good laugh about it.
yeah, I don't know if Biggers is taking any joy in seeing Buffalo fail because everybody wanted the Chiefs to fail. And so to have Buffalo kind of go down
Hmm.
the same way that the Ravens did was not pleasant, but from a bit of an outsider, I kind of find it funny because like I don't really have a dog in the fight with the AFC because for you guys who don't know, I do believe in having an AFC home and an NFC home, and my home
Hmm.
and my heart is always with Detroit, of course, but I want to have
Yeah.
somewhere to go in the AFC. Like I want to have a
Yeah.
team on that side of the league that I can kind of root for and like. And you know, I liked the Chiefs before it was cool. I liked the Chiefs
Hmm.
before Swift came into play. I liked Patrick Mahomes. I
Hmm.
like Andy Reid. I've always liked Andy Reid. So the Chiefs were kind of my spot to go. But then I
Yeah.
started seeing all of the hate from it and all of that, and it's just like I
Sure.
do see where a lot of people were talking about the favoritism and the bias and how
Sure.
average they are, but yet they still somehow
Yeah.
find a way to win.
Yeah.
So I'm still
Exactly.
looking for a
Yeah.
home on the AFC side.
Yeah. Exactly. Because you know, with the little test video we did there a couple of weeks ago, where we discussed there are the Chiefs Hable dynasty there.
Right. Now, I will say I do agree with people that they are not as hated of a dynasty as the Patriots were. And recency
Hmm.
bias is definitely a thing, right? Because what the Patriots did with all of the allegations from the Spygate to the Deflategate to the
Hmm.
Tuck rule, there were a lot
Sure.
of outside forces that were at play. And that's kind
Yeah.
of why they were hated. They were dominant, but they were dominant because of things like Spygate and Deflategate and,
True.
like
Yeah.
clear advantages, air quotes, where the Chiefs are kind
Hmm.
of hated more because they're average at best, but yet they're still somehow pushed into
Hmm.
situations.
Exactly.
So I have a
Yeah.
couple of
All
comments.
those to all those who haven't seen the video, I'm sure you'll provide the link for it.
Yeah, that will be go ahead up in the info card, or you can go to my channel page as well. Um, the Truth Hurts said that every game going back to the 60s, there have been blown calls. Most recently, the head coach for Houston stated that his team made a lot of mistakes and didn't execute very
Hmm.
well. Shane commented and said that it has nothing to do with hate. For the last 2 years, the Chiefs have been average to below average and getting a lot of calls, which that is
Mm-hmm.
kind of where I'm in agreement. They have been average to below average at best, and yet they get the right calls, a couple of bounces go their way, and they can get in. Like the doink for the division that we talked about, how it bounced off the
Mm-hmm.
upright and went in. The Chiefs
Mm-hmm.
are just the luckiest team in all of football, and I think we've seen even more of that with the Bills game. There was the Xavier
Exactly.
Worthy catch where him and the defender came down with the ball at the same time. The tie, of course, goes to the offense in that kind of situation, but one could also argue that the ball hit the ground first. So
Yeah.
the ground should have negated the entire catch, in my opinion. There was the
Mm-hmm.
first down run that Josh Allen got, but didn't, even though it looked pretty apparent that he did.
Mm-hmm.
So, there were a lot of things, but then again, also, the Bills made a lot of crucial mistakes, like going for two twice in the game.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been in
True.
that kind of position if they would have just taken the points and trusted in their kicker.
Yeah.
So, you can blame the Chiefs and devil magic and ref ball or whatever all you want,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, the losing team didn't play well enough to win.
True.
And
True.
now we're here. So, all of that being said, we have two really good teams, two juggernauts with the Chiefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl 59.
Yeah.
What say you?
True. Ooh, that's one that's going to be a real tough one to call there. The key, the X factor in this game will have to be the which defense there can stop the Juggernaut offense there.
Exactly, yeah. I think that the Chiefs are going to have a much harder time on defense than Philadelphia will
Mm-hmm.
because trying to stop Saquon Barkley is going to be very, very difficult. And then even if
Mm-hmm.
they do, you still have really good receivers and Jalen Hurts to worry about. So,
Mm-hmm. True.
like, Kansas City's defense is good. They're very good. Um, and I think that they could put up a good fight, but they're going to be in for more of a dogfight than Philadelphia is going to be on their side of the ball. So,
Exactly.
I don't know. It's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think, honestly, I can see this game going either way.
Exactly. So, in my opinion, there, should I give the score my prediction for the score as well?
If you want to, yeah. I was thinking about that. I wasn't really sure if we wanted to do a score on top of it, but that sounds fine to me,
Yeah.
so sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But when when I uh, when I started this in week one, there I predicted the Eagles to be in the Super Bowl game there.
Yeah, you did.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm going to go down with the ship there and go with the Eagles there to win it all there. Like I said in week one, so I'm going to say 37-30 Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, so another one score game. I love it. I definitely agree with you. It's going to be a one score game for sure.
Hmm.
I think it's probably going to be under seven, just
Hmm.
because I feel like the kicking game could come into play. And
Hmm.
honestly, now that I'm saying that, I'm kind of regretting my pick because I can easily see Jake Elliott missing a game
Hmm.
winning go ahead. And
Oh my god.
because here's the thing, like, he's been having a horrible year, especially a horrible postseason. He's been missing kicks that he shouldn't be missing. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's
Hmm.
not been the Jake Elliott that we know. And
Yeah.
so now that I'm thinking about it, I can see it coming down to a field goal. And I can see Jake
Yeah.
Elliott missing. Conversely, if it comes down to a field goal and Kansas City happens to miss, I won't be mad because of who
Hmm.
their kicker is. I want him to miss for the Chiefs on the game winning field goal.
Hmm.
And I am going to go ahead and agree with you against my better judgment, and I'm taking the Eagles as well. Um, but I really do have a good feeling about Kansas City here. I can't do it.
Hmm. Gotcha.
But now, oh yeah, and then the score. Let me see. So let me math it real quick. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. I think that whoever loses will be down by 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go. I'm going to say 35-33.
Oh, go with my specialty.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think that whoever loses is going to need a game-winning field goal to go up by
Mm-hmm.
1, and they miss.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be Jake
Okay.
Elliott based on recent trends, but if it's Butker,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we have our friends picks.
Oh.
Alrighty, so first up we have John. Who who do you think he would go with actually, Steve? Knowing John the way that you do, who do you think he took? I'm very curious
Uh,
because
I'm
he's
gonna
he's
say
curious too.
he's on our boat there.
Okay, so you actually do think that he would take the Eagles.
Yeah.
You are right because John says if I can't have my man, then no one can.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of reversing course a little bit, and I'm here for it. And hopefully, our combined powers can be one ultimate. And I'm going to be really happy if that's the case.
Okay.
And then we have SDS, who, as you can probably imagine, took the Eagles, saying, "You are
Mm-hmm.
our last hope, Philly. The
Mm-hmm.
NFL needs the BS to end. The Chiefs don't deserve to be here from the amount of fluke, BS, and ref ball that went their way, and everyone knows it."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there's Troll.
Oh, my buddy.
Yep, he took the Chiefs to win 37-30, saying that Saquon is overhyped and Steve's a hater. Shots are fired. Shots are fired across the bow, and we're here for it.
Yeah.
We are here for it. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's Buff, who just said 100% Chiefs. Papa Agron says Meteor hits the Super Bowl and destroys everything. Biggers took the Eagles. Rev said fly, Eagles, fly. F the Chiefs. That is his pick.
Mm-hmm.
Owl took the Chiefs, and Draz took the Chiefs, saying you can smell the BS from miles away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I think is true, honestly. I think that that makes a lot of sense, and I was very tempted to go with him as well. But again,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So let me pop into my messages so that I can get the point distribution down correctly here. Because I do want to just kind of, once again, kind of say what we're looking at. If you guys missed it, in the introduction to the series this season, we do have bonus points, much like last year, where
Mm-hmm.
if you predict one of the teams right in the Super Bowl, you get 10 points. If
Mm-hmm.
you predict both of the teams right, you get 25 points. If you get the score correct, you get 25 points. And
Mm-hmm.
if you predict both the teams and the score, you get 100.
Right.
So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and revisit the week 1 picks real quick. So,
Okay.
for myself, I had the 49ers beating the Ravens 31-30. That did not play out at all.
No. No.
From week 1, we had Eagles beating the Chargers 31-30 for Steve.
Mm-hmm.
John,
So halfway.
yeah, exactly. John had the Ravens and Packers, having the Ravens win at 31-23. SDS had Bills and Lions, having the Lions win at 31-24.
Mm-hmm.
Troll had the Jaguars Giants 42-27 with a 69-point Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Buff had the Chiefs beating the Cowboys in a 37-32 shootout. Papa Agron had the Ravens beating the 49ers 27-23.
Mm-hmm.
Beegers had the Ravens beating the Packers 28-24.
Mhm.
Rev had the Lions beating the Ravens 27-17. Owl had the Lions beating the Chiefs 20-17. And Draz, from what I know, did not submit one. I can ask SCS later if he actually did, and then it'll pop it up on screen if so. But
Mhm.
so all those scores are still in play. That's the really cool thing. So
Mhm.
everyone still has a chance to get 25 points. However, the
Okay.
only one who is eligible for guaranteed points is Steve, because he's the only one who has somebody still in play. So
Okay.
Steve is guaranteed to get at least 10 points, which would give him the win at
Mhm.
196.98 currently. So
Okay.
by all accounts, it looks like Steve will be our season 5 champion of Pick'ems.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. So it all depends on what the score is, but I just wanted to kind
Yeah.
of revisit the scoring and let everybody kind
Mhm.
of see where we all stood. So that is
Mhm.
going to be very, very exciting, and that's why next
Mhm.
week we will be having our recap episode of the Pick'ems podcast, where Steve and I will be once again
Mhm.
joined by our good friend of the series, John, my Soul Link partner, to kind of
Mhm.
go over things and
Mhm.
congratulate the winner in full for
Okay.
getting their crown for season 5. So it's
Good.
going to be very, very interesting. And then we're also going to kind of
Yeah.
detail some of our favorite moments from the series, from the season as it was. Talk about kind of our feelings on it, I guess would be the best way to put it.
True.
Yep. So just kind of let y'all
Sort
know
of
what the
like a
plan is.
hangover show.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Kind of how we felt about the Super Bowl itself, having the entire season come to a
Mhm.
close, what our favorite memories and moments were, that kind of thing.
True.
So that's just kind of letting y'all know what the content plans are. And then next week I'll have another announcement as well for what series we're going to be doing after this, because it's going to be something returning. So just to let y'all know what's going on.
Mhm.
And per usual as well, huge thank you to the members scrolling up above, Richard, Sandra, George, and Aracelis for the continued support of the channel by being channel members. If y'all would also like to join, you can hit the join button and see if any of those perks are nice to you. You can also get your name scrolled up above in the content outros as well. So that's kind of a nice little added on perk. So, any final words as we head into the final game of the season?
Yeah. Obviously, everybody enjoyed the game there best you can there.
Yep. Enjoy the game. Look forward to next week as we will recap it
Mhm.
and officially crown our champion
Mhm.
for this season.
Yeah. Mhm.
And we will catch you guys then.
Thank you all. See you all next week.